Imagine waking up to the news that a nuclear bomb has exploded in a major city near you. The skies are filled with smoke, the ground is shaking, and the air is poisoned. Sounds like a science fiction movie. But what if it really happens today? What if a nuclear bomb is dropped in our part of the world? In South Asia, where two rival neighbors, Pakistan and India, both possess nuclear weapons. In this video, we are going to explore what would actually happen if an atomic bomb fell on a country today, especially focusing on the possible scenarios between Pakistan and India. We'll also look back at Hiroshima, understand how nuclear bombs work, how powerful modern weapons have become, and just how catastrophic the destruction can be. A nuclear bomb is not just a weapon, it's a force of destruction that can change the fate of an entire region within seconds. Unlike traditional bombs that use chemical explosives, nuclear bombs use either nuclear fission, splitting atoms, or nuclear fusion, combining atoms to release energy. The fuel used in these bombs is typically uranium-235 or plutonium-239. When these atoms split in a chain reaction, they release a massive amount of energy in the form of a blinding flash, an intense fireball, a shockwave that flattens buildings, and deadly radiation that continues to harm for decades. But it doesn't stop there. The radiation spreads through the air and water, contaminating everything it touches. Survivors don't just deal with burns and injuries. They also face long-term effects like cancer, organ failure, and genetic mutations. In short, the damage isn't just immediate, it's generational. Let's go back to August 6, 1945, the day the world witnessed the power of the atom for the first time. The United States dropped a uranium-based bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The bomb weighed around 4,400 kilograms and had a blast yield of about 15 kilotons, equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT. The result? In just a few seconds, over 70,000 people died instantly. Buildings were vaporized. The temperature at the blast site was hotter than the surface of the sun. Fires spread across the city, and the few who survived faced radiation sickness, blindness, and permanent burns. 3 days later, another bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, claiming tens of thousands more lives. But beyond the numbers, these bombings left behind pain, trauma, and sorrow that Japan still remembers today. It gets even more terrifying. The nuclear bombs of today are far more advanced and powerful than those dropped on Japan. Modern warheads are often thermonuclear, also known as hydrogen bombs, and they can release energy hundreds of times greater than Hiroshima's bomb. For example, some nuclear bombs today have yields of 100 to 1,000 kilotons, and some even reach megaton levels. That's tons of TNT. The size of the bomb may have become smaller and more manageable, some weighing just a few hundred kilograms, but their impact is unimaginable. A single modern bomb can flatten entire cities, kill millions, and leave the land uninhabitable for decades. Countries like the United States and Russia possess these massive bombs. But even countries with smaller arsenals, like Pakistan and India, have enough firepower to destroy each other. Pakistan and India have fought multiple wars and continue to share a deep-rooted political and military rivalry. Both countries conducted nuclear tests in 1998 and have maintained active nuclear programs since then. While exact numbers are secret, it is believed that each country holds between 100 to 150 nuclear warheads. Now imagine a nuclear bomb falling on Delhi or Lahore. The impact would be devastating. Within a 1 to 2 kilometers radius, everything would be incinerated. People, animals, vehicles, concrete buildings, everything would vanish in a blinding flash. Up to 5 to 10 kilometers out, the shockwave would destroy homes and businesses. Fires would rage through what remains. Hospitals would collapse, and emergency response would be nearly impossible. Radiation would spread far beyond the blast zone, contaminating rivers, farmland, and even neighboring regions. The skies would darken with smoke, possibly triggering what scientists call a nuclear winter. This phenomenon could drop temperatures globally and lead to food shortages, climate disruption, and mass death, even in countries not directly involved in the war. According to scientific models, even a limited nuclear exchange, for example, 50 bombs from each side, between Pakistan and India could kill over 100 million people within days. The smoke and soot released into the atmosphere would block sunlight and lower global temperatures by several degrees. Crops would fail, the food supply chain would collapse, and more than 2 billion people worldwide could face starvation in the following months. Remember, these are not Hollywood exaggerations. These are results from actual research studies by nuclear scientists and climate experts. So what would really happen if a nuclear bomb is dropped in today's world? The truth is, it would change the course of history. It wouldn't just be the destruction of a city. It would be the collapse of healthcare, environment, food supply, and human civilization, as we know it. Hiroshima was a tragedy that changed the world forever. But with modern nuclear weapons being 20 to 50 times more powerful, the consequences today would be unimaginable. And in a region like South Asia where tensions remain high and both countries hold nuclear weapons ready to launch within minutes, the risk is terrifyingly real. If you found this video powerful and informative, make sure to subscribe to What Happens and hit the bell icon. We bring you the most intense and thought-provoking questions answered with deep research and facts.